Hello.
Just going to give everyone a chance to jump in.
Good night, everyone.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Doing fine, mate.
Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, we're all good, mate. All good. All good, all good. Right, so we may as well start this. It's being recorded anyway, so, and I'll put a post up in the chat as well once this is done. So, I mean, how we left it the other day, obviously we needed to migrate to a new contract. So as it stands right now, Cracovia is writing a new contract. We'll be testing that this week. Once she's completed writing it over the next day or two, we'll be testing it, and also to obviously make sure that all the features are included and it's all working correctly, and of course if that there's no exploitations. And that contract will also be audited this coming week. We plan to take a snapshot on Thursday, 8 p.m. UTC. I'll put this all in writing anyway and post it in the chat. So all the finer details you can get there. So we'll take a snapshot on Thursday, 8 p.m. UTC. Up until that point, everybody's able to buy and sell as they please. Obviously, once the point that we take the snapshot, we are then going to drain the LP. So anyone selling after the snapshot will obviously not receive any tokens, the V3 tokens we'll call them, and obviously any buys after that won't count. After we've taken a snapshot, we'll be looking to relaunch next week, the following week. The date hasn't been determined exactly yet. That's going to come down to this week, us rescheduling all the marketing that we had in place, and obviously, things that we had in place for the original launch. So once we nail them down, we'll obviously have some pre-launch marketing to go out. So we need to nail the date down as soon as possible. So once that's done, we'll obviously let everybody know, and that'll be the following week. So contract preparation, testing, auditing this week, relaunch the following week. I think I've pretty much covered everything. There's some important stuff of obviously people that haven't sent in their tokens from the V1 launch. So the first launch, and obviously any unclaimed pink cell tokens, they need to come into the project. So anybody that hasn't sent in their V1 tokens and any unclaimed pink cell won't receive this next airdrop. So it's very important that anyone that hasn't done that yet, anyone coming into the community or into the TG that hasn't done that, we need to help them out to get that done as quickly as possible. So obviously, the main person to get in contact first is Paul Holder in the chat. He'll get the transaction hash and then forward it to me so I can get the airdrop done to them. So they need to get that done so they receive this upcoming airdrop. Now, anybody that's received the V2 airdrop, so the one where the contract we're actually sitting on right now, at present, we don't need you to send anything at the minute. We believe that we should be able to drain the LP. If that changes, though, we'll let the community know. So at the minute, if you've got a V2 token, just don't do anything, and we will. At present, it looks like we'll just be able to send out the tokens to you for the migration and obviously the relaunch. I think that pretty much covers what we wanted to say. I don't know if anyone's got any questions or.
Yes, Sega. Is that because under the pre-sale, SAFU part of it was restricted you from draining the LP in the way that you did, wasn't it? And not being able to stop the contract. Are you able to stop this contract we had from Interfi, stop people trading after the cutoff, or are we going to be having to deal with that within TG?
No, I mean, there's no way of disabling trading. So the first version that we did, and the second version was the same contract, but obviously we sort of tweaked what we thought was necessary, and obviously the exploit we found out after. So our contract can't be disabled. Like, you can't disable trading. That's the whole point of it. So there's going to be a cutoff point. We'll drain the LP. I think we can raise the taxes as well. So people will have to limit. Sorry, one second.
Yeah, to explain that, like, we do not have a disabled trading function because that's a red flag, and we did not want that. And that was for investor security, so people know that we can never turn off trading. But we do have a max tax of 25%. So what we'll do on these two existing contracts is just, once we've taken snapshots and migrate, we'll just up the tax to 25%. And that the only people that will be able to buy is if they manually change their slippage. Then they're kind of knowing what they're doing, and they should be aware that, if a 0.1 ETH is giving them 1 billion tokens, there's something not quite right. But that's all we can do to deter trading.
That sounds good. That's because, we had it last time, and we really want to just make sure people are on the right contract, they're doing the right thing, and we can help them through that,
We did talk to those people privately, and a lot of them were hoping to just get it a little bit of an advantage, where they're spending $60 for 1 billion tokens versus 10 ETH. And we made it right, but we didn't give them obviously that amount of tokens. We just refunded them. But I mean, going forward, in our chat, our official contract will be there, and it will just die off. I mean, I think the buys on that old contract are next to nothing now, so it will just take a little bit.
Yeah, that's good to hear. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm sure everybody else is as well. Yep, someone's got a question.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
When we watch? No, but seriously, last AMA, it was said that everybody should receive their rewards in the days to follow. Um, I don't mind, not much for me, but I haven't got any rewards received, so might be for more people. But there was also my reward is four, four zeros. It's little.
Yeah, so I mean, rewards has obviously been a big topic over the past few days. I think it's obviously something we need to move on from, because from the rewards that are in the contract right now, there's not actually that much, and by the time it gets distributed, you know, in most cases, don't get me wrong, in most cases, it's we're talking cents, if not a dollar or so. But that's not the point. Obviously, we want everyone to get their rewards. Recover is going to try to make sure that any pending rewards do get distributed. Obviously, with the dividends tracker that was posted and stuff, I think people were just kind of misdirected a little bit. Obviously, anything that you've in three, any unpaid rewards on that dividend tracker is obviously pending rewards still to come to you. You
Yeah.
have
Yeah, well, I don't mind either, and because it's a small amount, and but I remember last AMA was said everybody should receive their rewards.
yeah. And that's still the case, and I think Krakova is still going to attempt to write a script so that the contract can manually distribute anything that's still pending. So
Yeah,
we'll get that.
right now the contract is still distributing rewards based on volume. So it's if you look, well, if you don't know where to look, but anyway, it's on there and it's sending out to a couple people at a time. There's still just over $1,000 worth of rewards there that unclaimed. Uh, we are working on just doing a mass batch, so it will process all dividends remaining and pay it all out at once, and then it's over and done. Until that happens, we will get it done, but until that happens, they will just trickle out slowly. So by Thursday, maybe everything will be gone. But if it says you
Yeah,
have
so
pending rewards, it will come eventually. Either once we
so at
manually
least
process it. Okay, go ahead.
no, I said so. We should be at ease all, all of us at ease.
Yeah,
Johnny, is it worth mentioning that maybe we could have that we discussed perhaps having the manual claim facility in the short coming future?
yeah. You know what? In this AMA, I don't want to take away from what it is and keep it short so people that want to listen to it
100%.
afterwards don't look. But we are looking at adding that kind of stuff as features. They're not necessary. I'll never use the manual claim because I'm not wasting my money claiming them. I'll let it just get sent to me. But it it is a good idea to have that, and even for the BSC side, that way people instead of fudding, they can just go press the claim button and get their rewards, or at least it will show what they're getting. And if they figure the gas is too much, they will reject the transaction.
Yep,
Excuse
that's
me.
exactly
Can I
where
ask
was
a
at.
question? The rewards do they automatically come to your wallet, or do you need to claim them?
You don't need to claim them, but the time frame that they're always accumulating. Now they've stopped on this contract. We've stopped it because there's an exploit in it, but the pending rewards that you're owed will come to you. Um, and even in the new contract, it does depend on volume and so on. And if the volume slows down, your rewards can take longer to get to you, but they're always accumulating.
Now the
Um,
rewards were in BTC, right?
yes.
So I looked on my wallet. I got no new BTC as far as awards dropped in my wallet.
That means yours hasn't been distributed yet. They're still in the
Okay.
system. They will
Okay.
get distributed because we haven't had much volume because we kind of shut it down quick,
Mm-hmm.
knowing the issues and didn't promote it. So obviously it's slower. Um, You can check manually if you have dividends owing to you, if you know how to do that. If you don't, just sit patiently. We're going to get them all distributed by processing them manually.
Yeah, I tried to
forcing the
follow
contract.
that pinned message you guys had about claiming, but
Yeah.
when I hit query, nothing really happened.
Okay. Yeah, and function number 3, you got to paste your wallet address and hit query, and then it outputs a number, and you got to move it 8 decimals to get your value.
Yeah, but then that value is going to get automatically dropped in my wallet, right? You're saying, and
Yeah,
that didn't
under
happen.
number 3, yes. Yeah, so you don't have to worry, it will come, just have to wait. That's how rewards dividends work, but we've had very low volume because we've shut down the marketing and so on, because there's no point marketing this.
So where are we sitting right now with this?
Cracovia is writing the new contract. We should be ready to test it in a day or two, and we want, once it's fully tested on our side, then we get it audited. Audit doesn't take a long time, and once we're 100% with our contract, we can schedule post-launch marketing and launch marketing and relaunch, because we want to have the marketing in place.
Did we do that
too.
the first? Did we do that the first 2 times, or was that not done?
Yeah, the contract was fully tested on the testnet originally with the original developer. Interfi built the contract and audited it. And on the testnet, we did everything functioned, but the first time around, it turned out the LUNC rewards pool is, I guess you could say hacked or whatever. It's just not functioning. So for $500 worth of rewards, we were getting 500 LUNC, which is cents. It didn't make sense. So then we shut down, did the relaunch, and as far as we were concerned, the only problem was the actual rewards pool we were taking. That's something we didn't create. That's something that's on the blockchain. And after we did relaunch, everything was fine. I mean, the contract was functioning fine. And then people were having, like, not getting rewards, not showing rewards. And then we started looking into it and noticing there's an exploit. And that's when Cracovia actually found the exploit in the Interfi's contract. Well, and it's a big deal. We can't run with that. They should have found this. Okay, we would never have seen this exploit if we wouldn't have had the issues we did. The second time around is not on us. The contract, we hired a professional company and auditor, and they still didn't catch any of this. So it's shitty that it happened, but that's why we relaunched pretty quickly. I know some people think, well, why didn't you take more time? I mean, obviously the community was impatient at that time, but as far as we were concerned, the only issue with the first launch was that LUNC reward token. And it turned out there was an exploit in the contract, which is a good thing. It's caught now before we end up with 5,000-6,000 holders to deal with.
Right.
But that's why we're going to take the week to test the contract and run our internal tests and get it audited, obviously not by Interfi.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so you're saying that you're saying the contract will be the same?
The contract, sorry?
The contract will be the same contract?
No.
It's a different contract. Cracovia is writing that contract now. So
we have to send you back the coins?
No. So right, it gets a little bit confusing because obviously we've gone from V1 to V2 and now we're looking to V3. So I'm going to call them V1. V1 is tokens that from the first launch on the 20th and any pink cell tokens that are unclaimed. So we'll call them V1. Now, all the V1 tokens have to be sent to the deployer. So most of you have already done that because we're running on this new contract. So if you have done that, you don't have to do nothing because right now we believe that we should be able to drain the liquidity after we take the snapshot. So right now, if you're holding the V2, which is the second launch, then don't do nothing. You don't have to send them in at the minute or just do anything. We will, as it is, we should be able to just airdrop you your new tokens. Yeah, if that changes and we may need some tokens to drain some remaining LP, we'll request a few of the bigger holders to do that. But right now, as it stands, we don't need to.
Okay, but what happens if I bought after that, after the V2?
Yeah, that's fine.
You still
That's
have
fine.
going to have it in a snapshot?
Yeah,
You're going to have it in a snapshot.
we're going to take a snapshot on Thursday, this Thursday. So anyone buying and selling this up until Thursday, yeah, is fine. Obviously, if you're holding tokens on the snapshot, however many they are, so you can buy more if you want up until Thursday. And then on Thursday at 8 p.m. UTC, we're going to take a snapshot, and that will be the amount of tokens that are distributed in the airdrop. So whatever amount of tokens you're holding on Thursday at 8 p.m. UTC, that is the amount of tokens you will be.
So in other words, it's gonna be a new contract, but you're gonna provide a new contract address, and you're gonna put in the tokens in the new contract.
And and you will be airdropped 1-to-1. So however many tokens you're holding, you'll get the exact amount of tokens in the new contract.
The only thing what you need to do is to provide us with a new address.
That'll be after we deploy the contract, the new contract. Yeah.
Okay, and one more thing. The rewards will stay the same.
WBTC, yeah. We're planning to keep it as
now you're gonna. Okay, are you going to give extra for a week or 10 days for 6%?
So right now the rewards has been switched off and they're all being collected. Any trading that's going on, it's all being collected in the market wallet. And then on relaunch, we're just going to put that back into the chart. So we'll use it to.
We're going to do buybacks. And then that week of relaunch, we will continue with 6% rewards for a while.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, mate. Any other questions regarding the plans for the week?
Yeah, we want to keep this VC short enough that people will actually want to listen to it. But also Sega will put a pinned message up with all the info as well. But if there's anyone who's unclear or needs has a question, they can feel free to answer or ask or answer too.
Yeah, I just want to add to that. So obviously the team in the meantime are going to do everything they can to make sure this next week with the contract testing and if it all runs smoothly, and obviously the following week to plan for the relaunch. In the meantime, though, I know there's been so much. It's not an easy thing to go through what we've been through last week. It's frustrating for us, and I'm sure it's frustrating for you as investors. But I think, like with all the conversation about rewards and other stuff about the project's intentions and the team doing what they're doing and all these other issues that have come up and some negativity and a lot of positive stuff. I think right now, if in the interest of the best interest of the project at heart for me and also everyone's investment in the project. I think if we kind of draw a line now, a clean slate, get some positive vibe going in the chat for the next week. Obviously, we're going to, move forward with the plans we've set out. And just talk about, there's going to be a lot of new people coming into the chat and existing holders that obviously are not sure what's going on and may not know how to, deal with it. So if we can just be as helpful, as patient, empathetic, try and resolve any, address any concerns they may have because there's a lot of people that are active in the TG, so, just have a bit of patience. I know sometimes it gets a bit frustrating when the same questions gets asked over and over again, but I think we just need to, while we tie up all the loose ends on our side and clean up all the chat and all our socials now and really start preparing for that relaunch next week. I think we need to get on that positive vibe. So as newcomers come into the chat, it hasn't been plastered with like negativity about, relaunch 1, relaunch 2, now relaunch 3. I think it's, for the best of, for your investment and not only for the best of the project. So if we can just all be aware of that moving forward, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, I got a question.
Sure.
So this Thursday's a snapshot.
Yep.
Everything goes good. It's all tested.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever bought the coins now, within these days, there's V2 coin, correct?
Yep.
Now, so everything's good. We're good to go. You airdrop us V3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happens to the V2 that's in our existing wallets? Do we delete them?
Well, the issue is they've got no value if there's no LP. Yeah. So
Right.
after the snapshot, we're going to attempt to drain most, if not all, of the LP. So them tokens, in fact, will have no worth. So
Right,
that's what, at the minute, we believe that we can drain most of the LP. That's why we're not asking for everyone to start going through a second process of returning the tokens.
Right, but I'm saying when it's all said and done, like it's all said and done, you drain the LP, you're good to go on your side. Now I look in my MetaMask account and I have the old Luna T there, or will that disappear?
Well,
No, it will stay there.
You
You can send them to the dead wallet, or you can just switch it off, or keep it as a souvenir.
Right, just hide it on our MetaMask where it says hide token and just hide it, right?
And then just import the address so you can see the new ones.
Right. Okay, sounds good.
So at the minute, that's where we stand. We feel that we can get most of it, if not all of the LP. So we're not going to go through that process of asking everyone to send them in again, and it gets really confusing. So we'll try and keep it as simple as possible for now. And if that changes, obviously we'll let the community know. But we're pretty confident right now that we can do that.
Okay, thanks, guys.
No worries.
So basically, when you send out a no contract, we have to put that into the MetaMask, and then the
just the
airdrop will come.
address.
Yeah.
Well, the airdrop will
There's
come
that.
either way. You just need to put the address in your wallet to see it.
And that we're gonna send when? Thursday or next week?
No, once the contract is written and tested and audited, and we deploy it on the mainnet, then we get an address. Until then, we don't have the address. So once we have that, then we will put it in our chat and socials and so on.
And when do you think that will be? By next week?
We're hoping by next week to relaunch, but the snapshot is this Thursday, and this week we will be testing and going through the new contract to make sure everything is good.
Well, we need to. Do we need to contract for the rewards right now, or do we have to wait for that as well?
It will be the same rewards. Like, so that wrap BTC, if you've added it to your wallet, that's the same one.
Okay, and is that in the pinned messages?
Yeah, if you do, I think /rewards, even in the chat, the bot will tell you the BSC side reward address and the ETH side. Like, that's not a contract we created. That's Wrap Bitcoin's address on the blockchain.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
So that one we don't have to change.
Sorry, David.
Who is doing the audit for the new contract?
We're looking into that now. We've got a few companies we're looking at. Obviously.
The BTC, you don't have to change the address. That's the same address, right?
Yeah, the rewards will be the same thing.
Yeah, the BTC stays the same. That's Bitcoin's own address on the blockchain on ETH.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Right, so I've got questions here, Gar. So if we're doing this as a new contract, new token, is it going to have a different name?
No. Because it doesn't need to be like, it won't be like a V2 or V3 Lunatics, because we never processed the CMC for the east side. So it will just be Lunatics as is.
Lunatics 1 rather. It won't be Lunatics 2 or anything like that, will it?
No, just be Lunatics Token as it is, as it shows on CMC, because our reef contract will just be added to our page.
Right. Good.
So it won't
no
be like.
one likes to see.
Yeah.
Do they?
I mean, to be honest, we were fortunate that we caught it in time because we were just about to process our CMC, and if that went on, then obviously, it would have just got messy after because, we would have had to show a V2 version. So
Yeah. Okay, good.
any other questions? And then what I'll do is I'll post, obviously, within a few minutes, I'll get a post up and pin it. So I was just covered.
Yeah, I've got a quick question. So you mentioned earlier that the plan is to use what would have been the rewards tax to do a buyback once the V3 is launched. So what is going to happen with those tokens that are bought back?
Hello.
Well, they'll either go towards. I mean, the money will go into the charts. Obviously, that's there for the community. The tokens we'll use for staking or some other kind of utility that requires tokens. So again,
thank you.
Again, that's going back to the community.
Okay, thanks. And by the way, I just wanted to mention, thanks so much for everything you're doing for this project. I really do appreciate the team and, the thought process behind all this. So thank you. I appreciate you guys.
No, thanks. I appreciate everyone being started. It's been a tough week, so we're desperate to put this behind us and move forward because we've done so well over the past 8 months. We've achieved so much. We've got so many plans with our new utilities and everything. So obviously it's just a bump in the road, but we'll navigate through this, and I'm sure we'll come out smelling the roses, as they say. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Hi.
Please, what was this group all about, please?
Sorry?
What's this group all about? I got added.
What's it about? I'm about to post in the chat. We were talking about, obviously, we're going to have to relaunch, and we've got a new contract being written. That will be the schedule is roughly to be tested and audited this week, and then to relaunch next week on the new contract. I'm about to post in the chat the details of all the information that we've just gone over. So at the minute, if you're holding, you're obviously holding Lunatics, correct?
He left, Sega. He left.
No.
So if you're holding V2 tokens, then at the minute you don't need to do anything. Just wait, and we should be able to just get your airdrop out to you. Right, any other questions? And then I'll get this thing posted up so everyone can have it in writing and see what's what. No.
How's the marketing looking, Sega, for Thursday? Good? You all tooled up?
For Thursday?
Yeah.
Well, obviously we've got a stack of marketing that, we never kind of continued with because we hit the pause button.
Sure.
Obviously Trav was great yesterday. Helped us out. He's He's actually got us on this Thursday, but I'm not too sure if that's going to be too soon. I just don't want like a lot of newcomers coming in to the project and the TG and seeing relaunch and still waiting for airdrop questions, because I'm sure it's still going to happen this week.
Yeah, well, there'll be a soak period. It seemed that it was like 3 days after the last one when we did the deployer. It's about 3 days. So Sunday's good. And Travlad, I've been on loads of his AMAs.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a big one this Thursday. He's kind of invited us on that, but I'm just wondering if it's too early. He's got something going on the week after when we plan to launch anyway, so I think I'd rather be like clear of all the airdrops and relaunch kind of talk and more positive about, you know, what we're looking forward to. So I mean, we'll see how that works out this week. And I mean, right now we're just waiting on Kokovia to get the contract done.
Yeah.
We'll test it
Well, I
and
think
we'll schedule.
Patience is a virtue, you know?
Yeah, we'll schedule as much marketing up as we can as possible. We've got a couple of private, you know, AMAs that we're going to do to some bigger well groups on like on the east side. So we'll try and get them done and try and get them in with us, you know, early on, supporting the project. And obviously, look, at the end of the day, people buy green charts, so we'll try and create that momentum, and hopefully, you know, we can, you know, put this week behind us and move forward. But we've got good people.
Very difficult.
Trav's obviously helping us a lot. You know, he'll like this time round, he'll really push.
That's good to hear. It's good to hear, because, you know, we don't want to rush this, do we? You know, otherwise
No,
it just creates hecticness.
Yeah, I mean, we know what we're looking out for on the contract now. Even stuff that we probably never thought we'd have to face, you know, with the exploit and stuff like that. So now we can make sure these things can't happen on this new contract. We'll get all the functions right with the rewards and stuff. And yeah, once that's up and running, deployed, then we should be good to go. We shouldn't be able to look back and, you know, we'll laugh at this one day.
Yeah, well, you did say you learned a few things over the last week.
Yeah.
When you were tired at 3 a.m.
Yeah. I'm semi-dev now.
Well, this is it. Congratulations on the promotion, lot.
Yeah, no worries.
Sam, thanks. Sega.
I appreciate it, mate. I appreciate everyone's support, to be honest. Most of you have been really helpful and supportive. So, and I know it gets tough in the TG because I see it sometimes. Everyone's like a pack of wolves attacking anyone that's kind of putting the project down, or just like OTTing on the issues that we're going through right now. But listen, it's understandable. I understand some people don't get what's going on, and you know, and it affects people in different ways. So if everyone can, like I said, if everyone can just show a little bit of patience, a little bit of empathy, try and help them out as much as possible. I know some people carry on and they're just persistent and they just won't drop it. I mean, at that point, just forward them to a team member and we'll just kind of take over. But if everyone can just try and keep it as friendly as possible in the chat, it will definitely change the atmosphere. And obviously this week's important because we want to put this behind us. We want to change the vibe in the chat. You know, I know when issues arise, it kind of puts a dampener on things, but if we can just switch that round and kind of, like I said, talk more about what we've achieved over the past 8 months, what we've got coming, and you know, really start promoting and telling people what Lunatics can bring to the space, I think that'll make a big difference as well.
I can tell you only one thing, because you were so persistent with all the problems we had. You just came out and said it. The coin didn't sink to the bottom. People keep on buying for a reason, because they trust in you.
Yeah, no, I see that as well. That's amazing as well. Obviously, yeah, like after calling a relaunch on migration, like you've seen it before many times, like the price will just dump. But in fact, yeah, there was a few sales, but in fact, this recovered, and you know, people are still buying the token. And we know that most people that have been in the project and know the project, know the team, we know that, you know, trust is not an issue. It's just something's come up, problems, and we'll deal with it, and we'll deal with it as quickly as possible, transparently as possible, and then we'll just move on and get on with things. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to quickly just finish up this post because I want to get it out as quickly as possible. Any other questions, just drop them in the chat and we'll get it dealt with. And if not, we'll have a VC in a day or two to just check on the progress, like give everyone an update, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate everyone's time, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you all.
Cheers, Sega. Good luck for Thursday.